Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, MUDAVADI had to move in to calm ambassadors who are showing frustrations, ambassadors who are slowly trying to distance themselves from this government. Ambassadors recently have issued advisories. The embassies of Ukraine, Russia cautioned citizens to stay indoors and avoid visiting the Nairobi CBD on Tuesday. There was that circular.
We condemn the violence reported during protests in Nairobi and around Kenya. We mourn the loss of life and injuries sustained and offer our condolences to the families who lost loved ones. We urge restraint to restore order and provide space for dialogue. The violence in Kenya, we urge the government to exercise restraint. When it comes to the MSS, so in conjunction with the government of Kenya, the United States has vetted the Kenyan personnel for the MSS mission. We have also worked with other governments to vet their personnel for the mission, and we will continue to engage and vet personnel.
This has forced MUDAVADI to reach out to the envoys to try to convince them that indeed the government is trying to exercise maximum restraint when it comes to dealing with protesters. MUDAVADI had to defend William RUTO, and he had to, because it's his duty, being the foreign affairs minister or foreign affairs cabinet secretary. RUTO has made so many international trips. All this were trying to make the West, the East, those countries there, to look at him as a very, very unique president. So that's why you find that the diplomats in Kenya are finding the whole issue of police brutality on citizens a bit shocking. It's unlike what they expected. So I would like to take you to a statement that MUDAVADI issued, trying to convince the ambassadors, these diplomats, to bear with Kenya's government, and that the government is trying to exercise maximum restraint, and that the government is trying to do everything within the confines of the Constitution. So I want us to explore this narrative. It's a bit concerning, but like this video, because that is the only way you support the work of our channel. And I'm so grateful for everybody who has been liking our video. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before. And to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. So MUDAVADI wrote a letter to these ambassadors, these diplomats. And in this letter, the Prime Cabinet Secretary noted that the government's perspectives on the state of affairs and the geopolitical developments in general, while also highlighting that the communication was on behalf of Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. What MUDAVADI did was to simply assure these diplomats that Kenya's long-term security will not be compromised by the current situation. He went further to highlight that the government has consequently taken measures to contain protests that return rioters and exceed the constitutionally permissible guardrails. If I may quote him, this is what he said: "As we continue to pursue the welfare of our people through international engagements, we remain committed to our national interests and mutually beneficial relations with all our partners." That is what MUDAVADI said. However, the media continues to grapple with the enormous explosion of misinformation and disinformation in the digital space. The abuse of the internet space continues to fuel national and global instability, as well as feed into the ever-opportunistic cybercrime. So, if I may sum up this, MUDAVADI is what MUDAVADI is trying to do is first assure the international community that the government is following the rule of the law, assure the international community the government is well aware about the national security, and the requirements of national security, that the government is well aware about the plight of citizens.
Accountability. We reject oppression. We reject oppression. We reject oppression.
Tunataka kuona kwamba kuna usawa. Tunataka kuona wale wote ambao walipromisiwa ahadi ambazo walikuwa wamepewa zitimizwe. Ni vibaya sana kutumia Biblia.
Minister Aden Duale to deploy the military, declaring a secure.
Where a protest movement began yesterday. It is called Occupy Parliament, like the Occupy Wall Street movement from the US.
But the diplomats, this international community, they don't seem to buy that story. They are seeing everything happening, and they have advisors, and they have insiders within the government. So these insiders and advisors have literally explained to them the true position. So what the likes of Musalia Mudavadi, likes of Kithure Kindiki, these are people who will always protect the image of the government because they work for the government. They cannot give information that is a bit contrary to the government, you know. So that is what I observe, ladies and gentlemen. So perhaps if you're watching this video and not subscribe, please take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.